Though it weighs 3,365 pounds, these Rockwood Highwall pop-ups like the HW277 here, they are still surprisingly manageable if you want to shove them around a garage. Now it is a little bit easier with two people, but that's part of the reason that these come with a wheel on the tongue, so if you do want to park it inside of a structure that's not necessarily designed for one of these big tall trailers or something like that right here, this is that easy solution that gives you the fold down functionality and the lack of headwind during towing, but it opens up to be basically a full travel trailer in size and features. Now, although these are obviously pop-up folding campers or tent campers, the name seems to vary depending on the region of our country in which you live. They really more closely resemble a travel trailer or a hybrid camper when you get to your destination. That's what's neat about these Highwall models. They give you things like a full-size air conditioner, like the Max Air vent fan plus an air conditioner up here, so that whether you are park camping or boondocking, you've always got nice ways to get good airflow in here. We have a bathroom in this little guy. Now there is a curtain that goes around this. What we are looking at, this thing is fresh off the delivery truck, and all I've done here is just a very quick setup on it to give you an idea. But you've got a bathroom here that you don't normally get in many pop-up campers. There are some other ones that have bathrooms, but not very common outside of Highwall pop-ups. We're also going to start getting all kinds of extra windows for light because it is bigger and it has more real estate, if you will, on the sidewalls. We have more room for natural lighting, which is kind of part of the reason I left the lights off. I said, you know what? This is a lot more like grassroots down to earth camping than a lot of things. I want to kind of get that natural lighting boondock feel going on in here, so I just didn't turn any of the lights on. Now this is really one of the biggest areas right here where this does differ from a common pop-up, is because the walls are taller and the whole box is longer, we gain the benefit of all of this countertop and prep space. Now Rockwood has been doing this for a long time. Rockwood's the single #1 largest producer of folding campers on the market, bar none. No one else is even close. And things like recessing the countertops and giving you those sink covers to really maximize the total amount of countertop and prep space we have here, that is what these guys do. They are getting the job done better than everyone else statistically. Now, you would expect, you're thinking, why are there screws on both sides of those panels? Why are there not handles? Because this has an outside kitchen we're going to look at outside. Now that right there is your furnace, and notice that you have power outlets next to each of the beds, and these are king-size beds, by the way, to give you the bigger sleeping spaces. But, so, you know, phone charger, CPAPs, you've got all that handled here. But you've got plenty of kitchen storage over here in you know, this neck of the woods next to your stove and your sink, where you're going to be doing the bulk of your actual working space, whereas everything over here is maybe prep or serving station area. Kind of like a travel trailer. Right when you walk in the door, you've almost got like a master control center right here, and even this tent camper, this Highwall pop-up camper, has the Rockwood Wi-Fi Ranger, which basically this RV has a built-in router for enhanced signal connectivity and reliability. Now, being taller walls, you have room for bigger cabinets like this, a one-piece full entry door. You know, the two-piece entry doors like smaller pop-ups often have, like the Rockwood Freedom series. They're far less expensive, but the handle's all the way down here. I don't really like that. I like my handle being right up here where it's simple, easy, or, you know, organic to reach. Now, like I said, we do have king beds front and rear. These come with these handy little clip-on lights because, you know, there's no electricity running through the bed area here, so they do give you the ability to add a little extra lighting where you need to. Now, in the past, I jokingly called these baby hammocks. I do want to make sure everyone still understands they're still not baby hammocks. It's just an extra little cargo net up here. And they've kind of changed up their system a little bit compared to last year. It doesn't sag down so much, so it's not quite in your face at night. Now, I didn't do a good job of straightening that up, but this has little storage pockets on the end, which is new also, which I think is pretty darn slick. Backing up, more counter space. Because what can you do with more counter space? A lot more than less counter space, so there's no such thing as too much counter space. We do have a gas and electric refrigerator here, and it does have a freezer pocket in it. And next to that, if you're looking closely, you might see that you've got your TV hookups there, so if you do feel like campsite entertainment, you're good to go. Now this has an extra large, extra deep U-dinette. This being your primary family seating space, this is where you're going to play all your cards, all your games, all that stuff. It is really nice that you can actually seat the whole family around this, and of course it does fold down into a very large sleeper, and you can see that you do have storage below those bench ends. And note the detail here that even the slide out is carpetless. This is a completely carpetless, easy cleaning camper. So, like I said, it's a fold down camper with the features of a full travel trailer. And it's really when this thing is fully opened up in its entirety on the outside that you can really appreciate the size of it. So, like, you know, again, it folds down. It doesn't get you that headwind push that a full travel trailer would. You're getting travel trailer space and feature with pop-up towing. That's what these guys do. Now, for a lot of the off-the-grid park-type camp situations where a full travel trailer is just too big and bulky to fit, that's where I think these things are really hard to beat because they really fill that role very well. Now, you'll have front and rear stabilizer jacks because this thing needs that extra stability being as long as it is. What I do want to focus on in here, though, this is kind of exclusive to the 277 Highwall series from Rockwood, is this cool little outside kitchen. Now, it does include an outside grill that'll hook on that little black rail right next to this little fold-away resin top table. That's another neat thing. You leave this outside in the rain, nobody cares. And kind of on that same note, what we've got here is a galvanized rolled steel countertop, and this is telescopic with struts. So it holds itself open or closed. So, like, if I bump it, it's not really going to go anywhere. And obviously, you can hit it pretty hard, and it'll be like, hey, knock it off. So if you're not going to cook outside, you've always got the extra prep stations here. You can use the top of the stove for prep if you're feeling like it, but obviously you've got your burners out here. And look at the attention to detail. So it had the sink covers inside, but it also includes a sink cover for outside. And this is a real sink with a real drain, so it doesn't just, you know, dog dish onto the ground necessarily. Now, you are kind of basic camping, and this is such an example of basic camping right here, is having these little fold down totes that can slide out for easy storage. And they didn't want to waste anything though, so even though you kind of have plumbing in the way right there, you can still use it as a functional drawer space. And then it just kind of folds up easy right out of the way. The double entry step is something you'll find on the Highwalls versus a traditional pop-up. Now, it looks awful close to the ground right there, but this thing is parked on the slope. So I've actually got the camper level. It's just that the ground is very not level. A storage pocket here is actually accessible from both inside or outside, which is kind of cool. And it also gives us a good look at the fact that this does have pocket screwed cabinetry. So it's got stuff that's going to last a little bit longer as compared to, like, you know, like stapled together particle board or whatever. Just like Rockwood's big travel trailers, we have all LED tail and marker lights. And I don't know if you noticed when it was folded down, but it actually does come with a pair of mounting rails on the front of the roof area. That is for folks who want to add bicycles, kayaks, whatever. It's the Pro Rack mount system, and there are different like mounts or cleats or whatever they're called that can be used to hook up with all kinds of different things. So depending on what you need, this thing can accommodate it. Now, one thing I really, I can't remember if I talked about it or not, but the fact that the power roof lift on this carries the weight of whatever toys you have up there and that air conditioner. If you add an air conditioner to the top of a pop-up camper, it becomes very heavy cranking that thing up and down real quick. So letting that power lift do the work for you, that is okay in my book. We've got our centralized hookup station right here, park cable, water, all that, and an outside hot-cold utility shower. So if you do need to kind of rinse the kids off, clean some fish, whatever, you can do all that right here. Now this is a manual push in, pull out, slide out, but it's don't let that really scare you. If my skinny little chicken arm computer guy hands can handle this thing, folks, I'm pretty sure you can too. So you can lift the seating off the top of the Dinette to access the storage, or you can just kind of come outside and you can get to it from here as well. In case you're curious what all these fun little plastic bags are, that's things like your shower curtain that we just haven't quite set up yet. Here's another neat thing. This doesn't have a cassette style toilet. This actually has holding tanks. This is fully self-contained. So you actually do have an onboard gray tank, an onboard sewer tank, and a really intelligent thing they did, because you certainly don't want to put sewer hose stuff inside of that camper, because yuck. And if you do, gross. Anyway, I'm not judging you, but I'm judging you. I think anybody understands. There's no reason to put sewer hoses inside this camper, but you don't need to, because Rockwood actually included a handy little sewer hose caddy right there for you. Just the smarter extra things they do. Like your spare tire included on this as a hard shell cover so that the sun can't eat away at that thing, because the last thing that you want is for your spare tire to get eaten alive by the sun, so that it's no good when you put it on a camper. Another thing is these are only 7 wide. So they're not wider than a tow vehicle. So not only can you see over it, but you can also see around it. Although I do always recommend getting towing extension mirrors just as an intelligent safety point. I think we've pretty much covered her here. I went out of order a little bit from normal, but I think we get the idea. If you'd like to take a look at one of these in person, visit us here in Coldwater, Michigan. You know, we don't do hidden dealer fees, but we do everything else, including hitching, pieces, parts, trades financing, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between. So it doesn't matter what you need, we do it. And if you need hidden fees, well then I guess we're not the right dealer for you, but I can't imagine anyone ever needing that. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.